Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good day. You got gourd. You're Hurtin' Hippie, and I'm in my studio today. Many reasons for that. Most of it, it's just noisy outside today. So I thought, why not get her in here? But also, I do find that if I'm sitting here with a little more at my fingertips, when I'm dealing with difficult subjects, I find myself a little more comfortable here. So, and there's a spoiler alert, but you read the title. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit political. It's actually going to be apolitical. Some of you may call it political, but I was asked by Johnathan Taylor, Jan, how you doing? I was asked by John to talk about the unrest in the United States. But let's first do our normal stuff. And I want to put a disclaimer out there before we get on with this video. These are opinions of a hippie, a centrist. I am neither a conservative nor a liberal, and the following is going to be very apolitical, unbiased as a person can be, because we do have our own inborn biases. We have things we've been taught and things we haven't been taught. So if you disagree with me, that's cool. I love you. If you agree with me, that's cool too. Never, ever did this world sell us a bill of goods that absolutely everybody is going to agree with you through your life. And you could be wrong, and you bet I could be wrong. So comment below, but keep your comments civil, cool, nice, because my family also watches my videos. So any outwardly rude comment, no, you won't get a discussion from the hippie. You'll just be deleted. And if you keep it up, you will get blocked. Because, my friends, this is a loving channel. And I'm really trying to show that it needs to become an apolitical world. Politics has taken over. But first, friends. So friends, it is currently plus 12 Celsius outside. It's going to 21 or 22 today, I forget. Not very warm. That's okay with me. I like it around that temperature, even a little lower. My young boy has been away for a day or two. He's in Drumheller, the land that time forgot. Just look at that, playing with the prairie dog and having a little fun. Nice that he was able to escape for a while, which I'm about to do this coming weekend. So the rest of the housekeeping is the live show will be 1 hour early tomorrow. I have to do that because I have to get out of the house and go rent a car. There may not be videos this weekend. The weekend interrupted will happen because I'm heading to Edmonton to see family. I will be taking this wonderful camera with me. So stay tuned. Next week should be a bit of a conglomerate of family, school starting, all that kind of stuff. So before we get on to this non-political discussion of how I feel, my opinion, let's first put it to some nice music and put ourselves in the mood to smile and to listen. Peace. hard to talk politics after beautiful music and reliving that beautiful day at the river yesterday. Friends, also stay tuned. Little known facts at the end, for sure. Now, I'm going to address this to all of you, is just that, how do I put it? The way Johnathan put it to me is he wanted to know what my feelings are of the unrest in the United States. And in the first place, let me tell you, I get it. I get it. We've taken the whole world, but the U.S. has taken 350 million people and locked them up for 6 months and made them stay with their family and stay out of the way of everybody else. And everybody's had this fear of our mortality and fear of our children and their future. And we're still living inside that fear. And instead of more and more detailed information, and therefore us becoming more and more knowledgeable about what we can and cannot do, the information as it gets better gets owned and politicized by either the right or the left. And we're getting confused. I've talked quite a bit, links right here, about my son going back to school. I've gone from he needs to go to he needs to be at home to I don't freaking know anymore, you know? Because depending on who you speak to, the information is shared or hidden in different ways. So we're all confused. So the zeitgeist is broken. The world has gotten frustrated. Then you add to that a large group of people who feel that they need to protest, and I support protests. I have been on easily hundreds, maybe even over 1,000 protests in my life. So I support protesting. But never once when I protested did I think, maybe I'll steal something from this business here. Maybe that window needs broken. No. You go out, you make your voice heard in a protest. You be peaceful, you be mature, you be adult. And through those protests, and it works, and it takes time, things change. We now have legal cannabis in Canada. That was through series and years and years of protesting and going after the government. We are a sensitive group now, the world. We are sensitive. We are afraid. You add to that certain movements, and I'm not saying the certain organizations like Black Lives Matter. I support Black Lives Matter as a movement, as a feeling, because of course they matter, and so do every other color out there, including this color. It all matters. Our lives matter. But the group BLM, with its leaders, is Marxist-Leninist, and people have to understand that. So when people want to come out and protest that the police are maybe being too tough on certain races, they should be able to protest. But then BLM, Antifa, even some of the weird groups on the far right come out. This is why I'm trying to stay unbiased, because I don't think those other groups represent the left either. They do seem to in media, though, and I need to discuss that. But again, so I get so anxious talking about this stuff, friends. So, Black Lives Matter comes out and says, hey, this is bad. But then Black Lives Matter movement comes out and starts breaking and wrecking things. And then you have riots. And then good people get caught up in the riots and good people get hurt in the riots. And good people riot because they get caught up in the troubles and the tribulations. And shame on the media. For instead of them, it doesn't matter what side you're on. Oh my God. Evil is evil. Violence is violence. And your Democratic Party in the United States does not appear, or at least your Democratic media seems to, instead of admonishing, putting down the violence and calling for calm, they fan the flames. They report incorrectly. Now, I'll just say it very, very quickly because I believe George Floyd's life matters. I believe this Burke guy lives matter. But I also believe that the police's lives matter and our lives matter, and heck, even some of the politicians' lives matter. But what's happening is, as I said, a sensitive society, and our media, shame on them for fanning it. They should be out there saying, whoa, hold it, folks. We may not agree with we don't agree with what's going on. We don't condone violence. We don't want any of this to happen. And they should be more than happy to say, Trump, send in the federal troops. Let's calm things down. Let's develop some areas where people can protest safely and let's protect them, and let's let these people express themselves, and let's maybe even help organize their protests. But there is some evil in behind that, trying to continue to burn down the trouble instead of meeting it. You do not get anything done with violence, not individually, one-on-one, not group-wise, and never with our government. It doesn't work. So, how do I feel about the unrest in the United States? I understand it. I get it. I'm not blaming either side, except I'm blaming the media for not denouncing it. I am blaming the left in the U.S., in the Congress, like Pelosi and Schumer and them, who just seem to fan the flames. And instead of putting down the violence, they put down the federal response to the violence. Their focus is wrong, and I am hoping that there is an upswell in the United States, but it's not against the police. I hope it's against politicians in a peaceful way to say, you know what? If you don't represent me, you won't represent me next. And take it to the ballot box, folks. Take it to the ballot box. And even go out there and support somebody who you think will be honest. And you know what I mean. So, and what effect is this having on Canada? It's hurting us. We feel it. At least our Liberal government says, you protest all you want, but don't let it get violent. We'll stop it right there. And so it isn't happening to that degree here. But my friends, the sensitivity of our people is really high. Because have we had police being bad to minorities in the past? Yes. In fact, they've been bad to white. When a bad cop is a bad cop, they don't give... It's still not really, and I could be wrong, it's my opinion, it's still not really a skin color thing. It's a hatred of a certain lifestyle. You're a thug. It doesn't matter what color you are. Even if you're white, I've been there. You're considered a thug. You're a lawbreaker. You're what makes their day the worst thing. And I get it. And we have to understand it. But we also have to have a calmness about us and wait until all the video is released before we're saying we got to burn this place down, because you know what? In most cases, these police are doing the best they can. And no, I don't support evil police. I'm a hippie. I don't like law enforcement, but I understand we need it. And this defund the police because a few police are bad? No, you put a little bit more tax dollars in there. You train, you retrain, you identify and kick out those that are wrong, and you go out and get more. Most of the colored people of color, I should say, that have been interviewed that I have seen said they do not support the way things are going. They want this resolved. So I'm hoping for peace, friends, because this politics is interrupting my peace and my family's peace and your family's peace. So whatever we do need to understand the angst of our youth. They've been taught wrong. They're hurt. They've been shuttered in. They're scared of our future. And they're responding the only way they know how, out of frustration and anger. So we need to work on calming them down and calling out the media, whether it be Fox or MSNBC. It doesn't matter if it's right or left. Calling out the media for fanning the flames and always attacking the other side instead of providing us with the information that they're paid to provide to us. I hope I said what I wanted to say, because now it's time for I got some good ones today. Little known facts. Sherlock Holmes never said elementary, my dear Watson. Yeah, not once. Sherlock Holmes never said this line. At least not the Sherlock Holmes written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Though Holmes did say elementary, and he did say my dear Watson, in books by Doyle, the world's favorite detective, never put those two together. Next, the glue on Israeli postage is kosher. Yes, postage stamp glue is kosher in Israel because the country's population is mostly Jewish. Kosher is a term that refers to the dietary laws of the Jewish religion concerning how foods, especially meat, are prepared, inspected, and processed. Kind of interesting, kosher stamps. And the Guinness Book, I've known that one since I was a kid, holds its own record for being the most stolen book from the public libraries. Yes, it's true. According to Huber, the most frequently stolen library books are the Guinness Book and the Bible. Thieves could use the good book's wisdom more than many, I guess. But I'm not sure what they want with the book. But I have to admit, I loved that book when I was young. So I'm sure there's people who still enjoy that. And we have come to the end, and I hope that this finds you well. I hope it finds you healthy. And if not, I hope you find your cannabis, because it'll help you. Friends, peace and cheers, love and harmony.